Is joining us now, Anita K, former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney. Sharon Lyko is with us as well. Thank you both for being with us. Anita, do you have any concerns about the abuse of this technology? I mean, the idea is to take the iris scan of somebody's eyeball and compile that with a bunch of other facial recognition characteristics and turn it into something like a fingerprint or maybe even better.
John, at this point, I don't have any concerns. You know, whenever you've got new technology, people are always going to be skeptical, and this is not necessarily new technology, but it's being, publicized, so it's rather new to all of us lay people. But when you look at fingerprint evidence, when that first came about, that was, new technology. We've improved upon that with DNA. That was new technology. That wasn't starting to be used until a couple decades ago, and now we've got DNA databases and data banks. In fact, here in California, it's used quite routinely for cold cases as well as throughout the United States. So this is just one step further. As technology improves, we need to look at new ways to identify, perhaps, especially in this area, terrorists. From 9/11, terrorists have the technology. We need to use the technology. We need to step into the 21st century. So at this point, I don't have any concerns with the way the government is using this. And in fact, it's a great idea. This will be able to catch terrorists, keep a database of them, move forward. It can also help exonerate people as well, the way
Sharon,
DNA has been proven to exonerate people.
Sharon,
so I don't have any concerns at this point, John.
I know that, for instance, Sharon, you're not going to be able to get fingerprints necessarily from an Ayman al-Zawahiri or some of the most wanted terrorists out there, but their photographs are readily available. Why not go after them with things like facial recognition software?
Well, I think the potential for abuse is profound. This isn't just an invasion of your right to privacy. This is the obliteration of your right of privacy. The potential that they are looking at in terms of what the recognition characteristics, your facial features, the iris of your eye, the shape of your earlobe. They're going to have databases that they can access, how you spend your money, where do you bank, what are your medical problems. This is 1984 in spades. Big Brother has shown up, with all fangs bared. It's I think that it's going to be really, really bad news. You're going to have people that are going to be misidentified. You're going to have people that they might even be just charged or suspected of a crime, but the information exchange is going to be just like that. It's going to be available to employers. Somebody might be arrested for domestic.
Who says, Anita, nobody said that employers are going to be able to look at this. This is an FBI database.
I've read that it's going to be available to employers.
It could be available to employers, but so are background checks depending on the type of employment they're involved in. As a former prosecutor, as a former DA, there were background checks, there were fingerprints that I had to go through. When you're looking at TSA workers, don't we want to see what background they have? There are going to be certain types of employment that you want to know what the background is. And as far as, there being an abuse with this, it's like anything else. There needs to be checks and balances, and there appears to be checks and balances in this system. As I stated before, this could actually exonerate people. The facial features, the iris recognition, that's actually less intrusive than a DNA, than a buccal swab. Here in California, if you're convicted...
Yeah, the argument is going to keep going. We're going to have to leave it there. Anita K. and Sharon Lyko, thank you both.
Thank you. Happy holidays.